Yeah, so C9 unfortunately cannot actually pack up their bags. It would have been an interesting storyline, you know. Goes on Twitter or Reddit, and then you have like C9 pack up their bags after winning massively off of first day games. But otherwise, we're now moving into our second game of the day, round number 6. We're very east to west playing flight path.
Yeah, a bit deep as well, so it's going to be segmented more towards top side than bot. Looking at the initial drops, we might see Liquid move over to Yesnaya once again. GDE, however, taking a longer flight path towards military base, and FaZe playing on the west. So it's a similar setups, very good defaults, but on FPP this time.
Yeah, switching over to first-person perspective. Looking forward to how GDE wants to set things up. We've seen that they are able to try and capitalize off the space that they have. We've also seen teams who have worked quite well off these kind of positions. Traditionally, I would say that M19, a team that's managed to work off being and starting over at Novo. A little bit of luck in the sense that the play zones work well with them. This case, a very central one further up north a little bit. So looking forward to see how things pan out as GDE are making the long flight path as far as possible onto the island.
That's going to delay their start to looting and getting resources in this game 6. And might put them at a disadvantage if they end up clashing, but thankfully for them, they are the only team that is going to be around military base. OMG hovering off the side on the southwestern coast, ROCCAT in the most southwestern coast. So there are 3 teams along the beaches this game on the left side of the map.
Interestingly enough, Refund have actually opted away from going to Severny, so no going for the vehicles and moving up to that space. We've seen them do that a few times yesterday.
Yeah.
So switching over to a very eastern position right now, they are actually being covered by a few teams. So Lubovka will see a team move into them. Now the question is, how do they rotate into this other spaces? Because right now it's a lot more difficult for them to try and push in. There are teams watching that entrance point, so they have to try and find a more creative path in or wait out their opponents moving in.
That's it. They could still get lucky and have the safe zone fall completely on top of them. We saw that in Game 2 or Game 3 of yesterday, I believe. The safe zone leaning towards the eastern side of the map. Half of it, or rather slightly less than half, was in water, centered around Lipovka.
Yeah, the interesting thing about that play zone was that despite so much of it being in water, it really just kind of forced them into a second play zone kind of state. Because it reduced the space, and we saw when the second play zone closed in that most of the land space, if not all the land space, was still the same. So every team that was already there, it just extended this very long deadlock between all the teams who have already found a place in that first play zone. So that one didn't really have as much of an impact as we had kind of expected. This time around, moving in, looking at the current play zone, having that river splitting things up a little bit, I believe, is going to mean that they're going to have to watch for how that pans out. And if any team wants to move up to that space, it's very risky, but if luck favors them, they could see themselves come up ahead.
See if Lady Luck smiles upon them here as Flash Wolves start to group out known as, and no talk very near. Instead, they're going to swap out the bike for the Dasher here.
Yeah, we see Liquid and SST, SunSisters, now moving side by side.
SST, though, looking to rejoin each other, and I don't think SMT wants to have any part of this. Will drive away with the information that SunSisters is in that compound, or at least someone is in the compound.
Yeah, and Flash Wolves continue to maintain that top right-hand corner at Komeshki. We've seen how that's worked out for them before. In the previous game, I praised them heavily for their ability to make the quick decision on Miramar to move in. This time around, we'll see if this continues, or will they default back to the position they went into Game 1, where they felt lackluster in their movements and their rotations.
GDE here looking to get a 2-vehicle setup, which is, I think, the default for teams that can get their hands onto it. It just gives you so much more space and safety, because just in case you get targeted by one, you know, half of your squad is still going to make it in the other vehicle. In this case, it's going to be TJW that's leading the charge here for LGD.
I mean, at this point, it feels difficult for LGD to do too much. We've seen how the strategies that they've employed have worked out for them. TJW oftentimes being the one surviving guy on his team.
He's going to scout this out. Will run into Refund Gaming, but 2 ships passing in the night. They don't want to take this fight. Mutual consent to not fire off at each other.
Yeah, I don't think it makes much sense to go for a fight so early on. Neither team really wants to lose any players, so they're just going to try and move away. Actually could have seen Refund take a couple shots there, but opting not to do that.
I mean, they could have still, taken chip shots at each other like you mentioned, but instead not doing so. Just wanting to get inside the safe zone. LGD rotating over to the eastern entry point. Refund aiming to get into the center of it all.
Flash Rose, interestingly enough, have moved down from Kameshki. Instead of rotating up from the northern side, they want to go in.
Oh, that's an AWM for Team 17.
Yeah, not as good of a position to try and push in from the top side, but of course, when moving in with the rest of these teams, it's a lot more dangerous.
Ibiza getting shot at by No Talk, but EB's going to get out safe.
Very interesting play zone. I talked a little bit about how it's a little bit higher risk to move into the top side. Overall, I still feel that might be the case, especially as the play zone starts closing in. You can still make a wider rotation to push into the top side later on, but the teams going in right now want to establish control over that space early. And with the luck of the play zone, it probably could fall on the top. It probably will fall on the top side, actually.
So Grandin calling it early, falling on the top side is the next play zone. See if you are a prophet or a liar.
It's all scripted,
Flash Wolves here taking a sort of split defense position. You can see all of them are scattered around multiple areas in this river bridge.
Yeah, in contrast, SunSister's still holding down to this compound. We see a few teams now trying to move in. HQ on that bottom right-hand corner, looking to come in a little bit later. Still trying to pick up a little bit of loot from themselves. Still pretty early on, 7 minutes in. Initial farming phases are done. Most teams should have the basics ready for themselves and start pushing into a position they want to hold into the next phases of the game. So they're looking for this mid-game position. It's down to teams like HQ who are a little bit more nomadic.
Yeah, the objective now, I think, from all teams is to just get somewhere you're comfortable and safe with that you can hold down and fortify to the later stages of the game. And hopefully it's somewhere central as well so you can rotate into the next play zone if you're not so lucky.
Central is an interesting position to play for. So you have teams like Liquid who move in Central and have control over the space like this, where they watch out for teams trying to move by.
Right.
It didn't work out as well for them on Miramar, just off virtue of the terrain they were playing with. There were so many more teams that were able to get shots onto them.
That's true. They did take a lot of early casualties over Miramar, but seeing as this is Erangel, this has been their default strategy for the past 4 Erangel games yesterday.
And it worked out well. So the change in strategy on Miramar hurt them a little bit. It felt like overall they still played well. It just really became a question of, could it have been better if there was a little bit more adaptation in that sense. So going into this game, they go back to the strategy that has worked well for them, and they continue to play very well. Now HQ making a very wide rotation coming in once again.
Okay, shifting north is the play zone. Like you mentioned, so Prophet Grandin, 1 for 1 so far. We'll have to see if we can call the next one.
Making this wide rotation, HQ, I'm liking what they're doing. I don't think the play zone is closed yet.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the play zone for the first play zone. But watch, I'm not gonna claim credit where credit is not due. We see Refund holding by nearby school. Looking over on the top side as well. Stalber still has that care package.
Oh, FaZe with the wide rotation on the left side into the top half of the map. So that's been their tactic for the past 2 games, going for these very wide rotations.
Yeah.
Almost taking a page out of Liquid's playbook there. That's it, this AWM for Team 17, using and abusing the high ground.
Very well looted for Team 17 right now. Looking forward to what they can pull out. We've seen them fall a little bit earlier in the past couple of games that we've seen them in. So this tournament not looking to be the best showing of this skill. But this game could change things up. This now looks like HQ finding an entrance path into the play zone. FaZe making the push up to Severny and then looking to push down after GDE, a little bit late on the call. Still on the military base island.
So both HQ and, as you mentioned, and FaZe getting free entry into the safe zone, but like you said as well, the center of it getting a bit tight and congested here. OMG has split them to 2 fire teams and separated across the left side. GDE getting tagged up here. It's Null that takes the bare brunt of, or not tagged up rather, but being just outside of it takes the environmental damage.
Yeah, I would say that the river cutting across the play zone right now actually affects the dynamic a lot, because now it's a very dangerous position for teams to try and push across.
Yeah.
So teams trying to move across it are now looking to have to try and strong arm and just get in as quickly as possible, then find a position where they can hold down from. There's some teams like Refund who are not even looking to do that at all. They're just playing it safe. They might cut across Yasnaya, but for the most part, they're not moving into the bridge anymore because it's way too risky. And that's going to mean a lot of teams are clustered right around that space.
Inside the house here is DCR, but Ibiza across the field holding up as well. Liquid have gone for this split. You can see James up north and EB in the center of it all. GDE still trying to get into the play zone, slowly burning to the DPS outside of it.
Yeah, not too much of an issue though. I think that GDE having farmed so long in military base definitely mean they have a decent amount of loot. So being able to just push in, to just heal up later and then come back in. What I do and am concerned about is that ROCCAT Armor are nearby as well as OMG. And here we go, the plane zone closing in and not moving north side, actually just centralizing even more. It makes this river even more impactful. Cutting across the body of water, so some of these teams have to try and get a better position. I'm not sure whether LGD want to try and hold this.
They've gone for a split as well, so most teams deciding to go for this split fire team play.
Oh, I see it now. He's being covered from all sides.
He's stuck.
GDE now pushing forward. ROCCAT in a nearby position as well. This was what I was worried about. ROCCAT in a position nearby GDE as they try and push in.
Yeah, but ROCCAT not too afraid because they have multiple vehicles to just push in on different angles, and they will get in safe, I believe, here. From the southern side, there's no one to really contest them. And they're going to make their way in safe. OMG on the left, barely getting in. It's going to be Xiaohai in first, Silent BT just behind.
17 pickup. A care package from themselves over on the side as well.
So there's two care packages that they get this game.
Yeah, just quite a lucky setup, but LGD, see one of the teammates getting knocked down.
Early roadkill will be the downfall of Joker, but meanwhile, Nerf getting hit up by Aerowolf. The push coming in, EB still here holding down around this trailer park.
We have already started to establish control on the northern side of the play zone. It's still right central, so it could drop on either side, I believe. I do have my bets hedged on it falling on the northern end. But if it doesn't, then it's going to be very difficult for teams to move in. It removes space away for teams to try and push in. Around Yasnaya, having to move into the play zone, take damage, and here goes C9 NA taking shots.
They committed to coming in for the rescue onto Nerf, so they decide to make the hero play. Car getting blown up though, so Nerf is going to go down, and this might have been a mistake from C9 NA. There's still first position team. Now Stab is left isolated behind the rock. Aerowolf going to be satisfied with their trade, jetting away in the vehicles. Now C9 stuck there and scoped up still. They want to pin down Stab.
Aerowolf, the team that won the last map, now looking to start things off with a strong beginning. Get the first kill off the game, and now looking for C9 NA, the team we've been watching out for and putting out bets on for first place.
You saw there the presence of mind as well from Aerowolf to just check the building across. Make sure that C9 NA don't have multiple people around to cover the angles. They want to pincer this down, and now that they have found this early kill, it puts them on the board quite early as well.
Talking about the pincer coming in, Cloud9 now looking to go quite close by to C9 NA and Stab in difficult position. That smoke's going to run out eventually.
Super Nair on the rotate off to the eastern flank with this 6x scope. Should be able to do some work. Meanwhile, another case of roadkill and friendly fire onto FaZe. Should get the res relatively soon. A lot of utility being expanded here by Stab to keep himself covered up. Do they make the same mistake here again, Brandon? Do they come in and try to get the hero save once more into Stab, or does C9 just commit to playing with 2 members for the rest of the game.
I think there still is potential for them to come in and try and find the save. It's a little bit difficult because HK9 are nearby as well, but overall, I'd say that the best bet at this point is to let Snap try to rotate away, and then you try and meet up with him at a later point, come in with a vehicle, get the swoop, and then you try and save him from there. But right now, it looks like C9 NA are actually not in a good position for themselves this game.
Yeah, they were across the river, so there was no potential for them to really get in onto that area, but fortunately for them, Stab is going to get out behind the rock, or get out from behind the rock and make it to a building.
Parallel parking. Oh,
this is the budget driving license we were talking about. University of Phoenix driving license.
Online modular credits transferable to nowhere.
Oh boy.
We have C9 KR trying to push in across this bridge. End up in the arms of ROCCAT and in between Aerowolf as well. C9 NA trying to push forward. HK9 actually moving into ROCCAT, into the arms of the opponents.
Yeah, but that's it. They sent Mixlaw in first to scout this out as the entry, and knowing that the building is safe, the rest of HK9 follow up. They arrive all together now and group up now. OMG getting spotted out by ROCCAT Armor. Shots coming in. J. Edward. Remember, he died pretty early the previous game, so looking to sort of make up for that in this game.
Players are going to start looking to close in. Some of these teams are opting to rotate, trying to find a better position.
As we hit the 18-minute mark, that is when the situation might start to heat up a bit more.
HQ have opted for a very mobile strategy, looking to get vehicles and keep rotating around. Flash was finding an early push in, are now into the play zone alongside Refund. 2 compounds right beside each other. Not sure if they want to go for this fight. No team wiped out just yet. They could be...
On the overhead, it looks pretty small, but they're still pretty far apart. And I don't think either team might be pushing in. Oh, a great scout here from Mixie on the roof. Might see Flash, who's getting spotted out. Shots in is going to give away his early position. Now he's going to disengage and jump away. The Vietnamese team opting not to take this fight, or rather relocating to a different angle.
Yeah, Flash was definitely new there already, but TSM dropping a player, ROCCAT.
Very far shots coming in once more, and Break is going to die. TSM now left with 3. It was the previous game where Break got the marksman shot as well, so favor getting repaid onto TSM.
Yeah, give this guy a break. He's been getting taken down. TSM have been the ones to lose players very early on. Down to 3 at this point. They still want to be able to look to try and turn things around, but it's difficult. Now Flash will find a couple of shots onto 17. 17 very farmed up at this point of the game.
IU1 tapping away, trying to get the damage done onto 17. Now the left side is covered off as well. This is a great angle being held up by the point man of Flash Wolves. IU has both cover points under his grasp.
But Refund also in this compound. They haven't made a move just yet, so watching out for that.
Cooks the grenade, tosses it out, but I'm not sure if it's going to connect. It seems like, yeah, it just went slightly short. 17 getting in the vehicle, looking to jet off. They don't want to fight here, knowing that there are multiple teams setting up this set piece. Meanwhile, Flash will find Refund Gaming. They eventually get over, and a great shot through from IO is going to catch 17. Meanwhile, FaZe is going to fight with TSM. Solid FPS will fall. Gemty getting the kill credit for that one. So TSM now losing 2 members, not catching a break at all like you mentioned.
Man, a beautiful shot coming in from Flash. Was waiting in anticipation for the vehicle to move over, get the knockdown. Now Refund looking to steal the kill credit away. Both sides in a deadlock. 17 move in, trying to break it. But Refund playing things very passively.
It's going to be Flash Wolves that gets it, so no kill steal today. But still, Itong is still sort of stuck there, can't really disengage or run away. They might have to sacrifice him. I think that might be the best and most strategic play.
I think that's 2 players there as well, so it was kind of difficult to sacrifice. So hopefully we'll get to see that happen. And I was wrong. So play zone not on the north side. Comes down to south. Rozok and Squall now going to be the target.
I feel like School might be a really good angle to play around, because that's such a good fortified compound, and knowing that GD have already played around there. We're down to 60 members left on the map. Hexeti taking shots at some unknown members across. It's going to be OMG that was his focus. Refund Gaming now going back onto Flash, which remember we were talking about them being next to each other in 2 compounds. And Refund Gaming going huge here as they find multiple kills onto multiple members. And that could be the last here. Getting the execution on a 1, the second just behind that. Wow, Momo trying to make himself as small as a target as possible. Mixie and Funky M going to close this distance down and kill him almost certainly. known as just to fall after that as well from the distance away. The only member left for Flash was his IO, and he was the one that came up huge in that fight earlier, finding the pick onto 17. Refund spreading out, looking to scout this one out. I think they're just gonna opt to, be satisfied with this and back off.
Yeah, meanwhile, James gets a knockdown onto OMG. FaZe in position as well, so OMG getting caught in between two of the strongest teams in this competition. FaZe rotating over right beside Liquid right now.
Like the flank coming in from GMT, is going to be able to reinforce his team's position. So Refund Gaming opting not to hunt down IO will back off.
I have to say, it's so sad for OMG. It almost looked like it was going to be a direct confrontation between FaZe and Liquid, but OMG coming in end up drawing the attention away and halting this progression by strong push coming in from multiple teams as they push into the play zone.
Yeah, the pressure is on now. Everyone wants to get into the center to get a piece of the real estate. You want to be in a position to fight this one out. Smack pushing in TSM, really not having a good day here at the Hong Kong PUBG International, Invitational rather.
I mean, it's an international invitation.
It is.
Sure. So give you credit for that one. But on the side, when you're going to get taken down, GDE, as you mentioned, holding down onto school, gets himself a very strong fortified location. But it looks like the play zone dropping away from that, more centralized around ROCCAT. We are going to see teams who play around this space perform exceptionally well. 17
will get spotted out here, taking the prone position and crouching down. Like you mentioned, two members of 17, the smoke and utility coming in to buy themselves some time. But Refund, they surely know what's going on here. Do they have the utility to return the damage is the question, because they need the nades, they need the mollies to pop that building up.
So watching for some space, a window of opportunity is what 17 needs, but Refund holding this position down, very patient. They have the vehicles in position to move in, and just at the corner,
you are
with the play zone.
Absolutely right there. 3 vehicles there available for them to make a quick exit if they need to, but off the back, it's SunSisters that have this pincer down. So if 17 can make themselves as small of a target as possible, it's likely that SunSisters as well as Refund Gaming might end up going head-to-head.
Working off that many, the 8 times gives them vision over 17, but they also have to move in. They had a much better round last game, but overall, not performing too well in this competition. Erangel looks like it might be a difficult map for them to play around, so this time it's going to be them trying to move in again.
17 have exited the building. Now they're looking across the hill, seeing if they can find something. Safe zone closing down, puts the pressure down to them. IO swimming in. This is mission impossible for the last member of Flash, who was trying his best to sneak in. He's using a great angle of approach because he's not really in the danger zone just yet, but at the same time, no one is spotting him out as he makes his entry.
Yeah, but he has so little health. That's going to be a devastating issue to have to work with. Very few meds as well. He has a bunch of bandages, but that takes away from instantaneous health. Makes it difficult to play around. Otherwise, now playing some closes in even more. School still clipped in just a little bit, actually, so GDE can hold that position down for a little bit longer, but otherwise, I was looking at GDE having to try and move in soon. OMG now moving to Convoy. FaZe get a couple shots off, but not able to do too much.
Oh, the patience here from TJW. Eventually will find Silent BT and knocks him down. Will the rest of OMG turn around? They do, and the Chinese powerhouses going head-to-head. LGD now trying their best to stay alive, but TJW going to get knocked down and eliminated. That's LGD losing a member. And the stray member of LGD as well. So he was the front push, and now getting killed. OMG getting a brief respite. We'll get the loot and vehicle as well.
Oh my goodness. OMG now managing to find the res and looking to try and push this position in. The team that performed so well in the last set of FPP games they had to play in BGI. Coming in here, looking to try and pull off a win. IO, no more boosts available to himself, so he's just going to have to deal with not having maximum health and no bonus speed up. I'm not sure what kind of angle he wants to make in. AHQ have a stronghold onto this corner of ROCCAT.
Yeah, that's a great point you're bringing up. AHQ just have this on lock now, and if Flash Wolf's IO pushes in, he might be in a world of hurt. Now Refund gonna run into C9NA, the firefight breaking out, the number 1 position team will fall first. I say that, it's gonna be C9 Korea that drops, excuse me, so Eureka now dropping the LGD, so multiple kills across the board, but in fact it's gonna be C9NA that lights up Refund Gaming. Funky M will die, DJ Chip and Pino. I say that all 3 members will fall eventually as well. So C9NA stand their ground, make a strong defense, and eliminate Refund Gaming from the game.
Hello, welcome to ROCCAT. Get taken out. That's going to be C9NA being able to pull off incredible position and stout defense against Refund. Now we watch other teams trying to push in. HK9 might see himself following the fate of Refund as they try and push in close by C9 again.
ROCCAT Armor now getting the knockdown and eventually the kill as well onto DCR. Miho is the one that did that. You know, Hexetti finding the kills across GDE, popping in on his SunSisters inside this house, completely wiping them.
Making the push in, SunSisters look to try and steal this position away from GDE. Didn't even get the confirmation kill onto JY. It's going to mean they lose off players there. Now C9 KR getting caught out on multiple people. Smack! Oh my goodness. TSM 14th place.
And the rundown as well to add insult to injury. TSM not having a good day too at this tournament. Face a team that has been criticized for having slow day ones, actually doing pretty well this time. In day 2, they finished, what, second in the first game now, staying alive with all 4 members and getting multiple kills still.
Yeah, but it's still a little early to call 13 teams left, so we still have quite a bit of space for them to work around. They could fall at this point. Any team could go down. Now GDE in the bottom right-hand corner are still trying to look to make their way in. FaZe playing around the corner of the zone, right around that circumference, but Liquid having pushed into the high ground, and wow!
That is insane here. Liquid just popping OMG with the high ground. They have complete vision. He knows where Xiaohui is because he knocked him down.
What an incredible position for Liquid to hold a great confidence to move into this space. They're going to have such a great 6-play zone.
They look behind and they see OMG. They look in front and they see HK9. They have the pick of the litter, whoever they want to pick off. That's it. The response coming from GDE is to try to take some shots against Team Liquid. Now C9 Korea dropping a member. Aerowolf, the Indonesians, winning the first game now, doing pretty well in the second. They get 2 members of C9 Korea. HK9 doing some response work as well on the Aerowolf, and ROCCAT Armor, the Koreans, helping out their fellow countrymen. HK9 will get 1 member of Aerowolf, and C9NA going off onto 17 as well.
Dreams and Scooms now looking to heal up. Off this position, a couple teams can look to try and move in right now. OMG over from the side, ROCCAT Armor now trying to drive in, looking to contest the positions that some of these teams have. But a lot of suppressive fire return from HK9. OMG forced them away, but they're walking right to the arms of FaZe.
Yeah, FaZe though, however, has split up into 2 separate fire teams. One on the left flank, one on the right flank. The right flank is going to run into ROCCAT Armor and get absolutely demolished with the high ground. So it's up to Hexetti and Maxi to keep their hopes alive.
GDE, a desperate struggle. They just wiped out SunSisters, who tried to force a push onto them, now strong-arming themselves onto Liquid.
OMG stuck between 2 teams here. FaZe on their flank and up the hill. It's Liquid, so they have to make the move and they have to do it quick. They pop the smoke in the utility. They might want to get in the vehicle to exit. Over here, it's going to be FaZe that's targeted up first. FaZe will go on the offensive on the ROCCAT Armor. The bike up in the sky. It's ET all over again as they finally do to get taken down.
Oh man, the ET reference coming in. Over the side, 17 get wiped out as well. Look like C9 and A found themselves in a good position. Then FaZe
called it too early. FaZe with the bike in the sky make themselves such a huge target and eliminated it so quickly off the bat.
Gotta say goodbye, but James gets knocked down. GDE coming with an aggressive push now, and JY looking for the flank, get a couple shots on. 70 firing back.
GDE and Liquid going at it, but eventually Liquid looking to regroup here with the multiple members though. It's OMG coming in for the assist as well, so it's a 2v1. OMG and GDE tag teaming against Liquid on the high ground as well. Now OMG turning the corner.
2 knockdowns coming in from Liquid. It's going to cost them a lot to try and get this heal up. But Kane gets taken out, and James secures that kill.
Ibiza now creeping up. Will find the angle. It takes too long, and OMG turn around and kill him.
Away from the rest of his team. Scoop looking to try and push back in. OMG might be able to find this. Scoop taking down so very low. 70, the last player left on his team.
Hiding in the smoke, can he clutch this out for his team? They're just playing inside the utility. A grenade will almost certainly eliminate him. They're throwing more smokes out to buy some time. Maybe GDE can do something here. Eventually they will push up and get Silent BB and Sharon as well. So GDE making this much better for Team Liquid.
But not going to be enough. Liquid still getting down and now surviving off that fight with Liquid. Now pushing in, get the knockdown onto OMG, get 1 kill. Now looking for a return on Xiaorong, but Xiaorong looking to get res. And oh my goodness, what a turnaround. GDE holding that position down gets off a kill.
Oh my goodness is right, because OMG still have 2 members on the high ground pushing off GDE. They want to make that last stand at the Alamo. Not too worried about getting ganked up there.
A couple teams now still holding this position. Left-hand side of Rozok forces C9NA into a worse off position. Over the other end, but GDE gets taken down.
Like I said, high ground, don't have to worry so much about people pushing onto you. You have 2 members, just kill them. Why not? Now in the center of the in Rozok, it is going to be a bit of a messy situation, Brandon, because Aerowolf in the house, C9 Korea in another, and then just down the line you can see HK9 and HQ as well.
Yeah, but C9 and A have a good position to try and push in. A lot of the other teams are now split up, so they can just slowly get control of these positions. But over on the side, OMG are a team to watch out for. They could play upset as they push in, but oh my goodness, ROCCAT Armor very aggressively moving
Driving
in.
This late in the game is going to give away their position, jumping out of the
car.
Oh
no,
eventually
that's not
gonna get blown up by Salmong. The vehicle just bursts into flames, and that's ROCCAT losing to and possibly falling as well in this in this game.
Why would they go in from that? Trying to push in over from the side against that wall that they can wrap around and still make their way in. Drop by the house behind where C9 Korea are coming in from, and then go embark and then try and push in from there.
They had 4 members strong. Now they lose 2. That severely diminishes their chances. OMG trying to push in from the flank, but will get spotted out by K-Mine, who will take out Xiaorong. Now Lion KK running away, will get tagged up. Flash Rose IO staying alive for very long. Remember, this was the guy that swam in. K3 will kill him. Now Lion KK eventually dying to Aerowolves. So OMG eliminated 7 teams left on, or excuse me, 6 teams left on this map.
Couple shots coming in from HQ, looking to take some damage onto HK9. ROCCAT Armor, a team that had 4, now down to 2. Have to watch out for some of these other teams. Hate from Sing. Where we landed.
Nate does not connect whatsoever, so winner and friends will be holding up in this building for a bit more. This is a great compound to work with. So many rooms and so many angles for them to peek out of, and eventually they are going to spot out C9 NA, who are on the edge of the danger zone. They might have to push in relatively soon.
C9 NA trying to hold on for as long as they can before having to move in. They're hoping that some other teams get wiped out first. HK9 in the compound beside C9. They might see themselves getting collapsed on.
Yeah, if you're a betting man, you would be absolutely right, because ROCCAT Armor play chicken and lose. They push out first. They leave a member inside the house still, but it's going to be J. Edward that dies first and leaves the last man of ROCCAT Armor alive in his own.
I'm so critical of ROCCAT right now. They moved in with vehicles twice, both times not working. What are they supposed to do? Change it up.
These decisions are not working out so far for the Korean team. It's been a mistake after mistake. Now C9 and A side to side against HK9. This could be the fight that they lose, because they don't necessarily see them. Now HQ taking a fight to C9 and A. 1-for-1 knockdown traded across. HK9 must hear the gunshots now. They are looking for HQ though. So C9 and A coming out better from this trade. Milk is gonna fall.
If C9 is able to find the smokes, they could cover the path as they push into HK9, but grenades are going to come in.
Adrenaline syringe being used right there, and C9 and A get a second member of HQ down, so there are only 2 left. Make that 1 as C9 NA pushes out. HK9 still in a dangerous spot. C9 NA with a great wall of smokes to get inside the center of this, and now no one knows where to aim.
Watching for this utility, pushing in HQ in front of them. HK9 to their back, and HK9 still have a great angle coming in.
C9 NA somehow managed to get to safety, but I say that HK9 find attacks up onto K-Mine and will knock him down. But meanwhile, the last member of ROCCAT, he coming out huge here, looking to play the Kingmaker and disrupt the situation. HK9 still have 2 members alive, but meanwhile, Stab will fall.
And before we knew it, down to the top 10, 5 teams still alive. A huge spread coming in. K-Mine down to such very low health. Grenade coming in.
It's going to roll down and wonder if it's going to do anything. K-Mine as well as Moody will get tagged up very, very low. It's a lot of damage onto the North American squad leading the leaderboard. AHQ still pretty healthy, holding up inside the house. They are working with a favorable play zone.
Sam Wong now being knocked down. They have still 2 players standing, but Sam Wong's quite far away. Difficult for them to try and move in. Or Salmong. Now looking to try to hold this position. They still have a little bit of an advantage. Aerowolf, a team we haven't really been watching out for.
Timer is ticking. There's only 40 seconds left on this, so they have to make the call relatively soon. HK9. I think the idea here is you abandon Salmon and just play around inside this house, and for C9 as well as HQ to push in onto you.
Decisions. Watching out for what they have to do right now. Aerowolf can just swoop in for the final win. The team that plays first last game. Looking to make a huge upset on day 2.
If the Indonesians place first 2 games in a row, I have to say that wouldn't be a fluke anymore. And finally, the execution coming in from C9. Moody killing Salmon and putting him out of his misery. But this gives his team the information because they know where C9 are now. They're behind the cover. They're very low. Well, tell a lie, they have healed up as well.
So they have a little bit more in terms of meds, so they aren't in the worst position in the world. But C9, we see the play zone closing in on themselves. Moody gets taken down, and
that's C9 eliminated. I told you their position was made known the moment they took the shot onto Sormong. And now HQ have to push in because the safe zone is closing in onto them. The pressure is on. They have to push in and push in now. HK9 taking the shots. Winner just barely behind the wall with the cover. Mixlaw up in the building. Sing proning down the ground.
Beautiful pressure coming in from Winner, who has managed to force back HK9. Now Aerowolf trying to push into the building as well. Looking to contest this.
Supernair has somehow managed to make his way into the building. He could look to clutch this out. K3 is outside of the safe zone. He's going to start taking down and burning, and K3 will eventually fall. Now Winner is the last one alive. No, I say that. He's going to take the kill onto Aerowolf. So there's 1-1 for the Indonesians as well as the Taiwanese teams. HK9 still on top of this building and holding the position. All they have to do is look down. All they have to do to finish this game is find the kill onto Supernair. Hiding around the angles, not getting spotted out just yet. He's sticking very, very close to the wall.
So Pharmonia jumping down, he gets a view off, comes in,
he gets the first
down.
one! He needs to get a second one! Oh my god, holy clutching out! Aerowolf! Taking the 1v2 and just looking up, finding the headshots. What a misplay from HK9 jumping down.
2 wins from his team back to back. Where were they on day 1?
What is going on, Brandon?
Absolutely stunning game number 2. I bet the production team didn't even have the button ready for Aerowolf for that.
Just like there are 3 teams we won't press winner button, but today they are coming up huge and upsetting the top scorer leaderboard.
Absolutely. I mean, HK9 off yesterday were in 5th place from the standings. The first game on Miramar they didn't place very well, so they dropped down the standings a little bit, but then pushing back in with the 2nd place finish. The execution for that last moment, Supernair made a great decision. He pushed into the house, saw that the play zone was going to be outside and opted to rotate around. He waited around that corner,